Good Novatos, thanks again for tuning in to yet another video. I'm at a gas station. I'm going to be showing you guys how to kind of build this habit of checking your oil on your Harley. Now, I'll get into the Facebook stuff in a bit about the missing oil and a couple other things, but let's just go ahead and check the oil on the bike. Now, like I said, this is something that you want to get a habit at doing. Super easy. All you got to do every time you fill up your fuel, your tank, every time you fill it up, just do this simple little thing. All right, this is what we're gonna do. It doesn't take too long. I've been riding for a little bit over 30 minutes. I was doing some errands, and you always kind of want to do this. Clean up your dipstick, have it nice and clean so you know exactly where it's at. A lot of the times the oil is still draining and settling down to the oil pan. So you just want to clean it up so you can have a nice view of where it's at. So you fully sit it down just like this, and reinstall your dipstick. Make sure it's fully seated, and then you pull it out, and then you look at where it's at, and there it is. You see mine? A little bit right between the two D's, the A and the D. So we're still within range. I recently changed the oil about maybe 200 miles ago, and this is just something that was brought up. What is that? Garbage, right? Man, kids these days with their POS imports. Anyways, man, that was something else. Yes, going back on with the topic of the video. So we're right here. We're still within the Harley's specified range. If you're below this mark, which means you can't see the oil, you have to add a quart, just the way it says it here. So you just want to make sure you're within this area after 30 minutes of riding. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. All right, this is where we're at. So it's just something to kind of do, honestly. Build the habit at doing, checking your oil every time you fill up your bike. And like I said, they have this stuff at most gas stations. They are going to have this stuff to kind of clean up your windshield or whatever. They always have a little bit of a towel, and that's just something that you want to build into your habit, checking your oil. And that's mainly because when I was on the Facebook group, or maybe sometime last year, there was a few riders, members were mentioning that it seems like every 1,000 miles they have to refill their oil. Somebody or a few folks were just saying that, well, what's going on with the oil? Where's it going to? Is it being burnt? And yes, these bikes, these V-twins, they do burn oil. They've been built like this for a lot of years, a long time. The breather bolts, the venting, Harley-Davidsons, V-twins, breather bolts, all, you know, it's just everything. I don't want to get into it, but yes, they do burn some oil, and typically it's not that much, but like I said, a few folks in the Facebook group have mentioned, they've mentioned that it just seems like their bikes are running low every 1,000 miles riding after the oil change. They just have to add another quart. Sorry for repeating myself, but I think it's important making sure your bike is running accordingly and making sure all your fluids are topped off. You don't want to put too much, but it's always good to just kind of see where it's at. So based off of what I saw, I might want to add some oil. Probably I'll check again. Maybe in 500 miles I'll check it again. Or like I said, you could just do it every time you fill up, just in case. But you don't want to run low on oil. Like I said, one of the guys mentioned that at his 1K service, or maybe at his 5K service, he was probably 1 quart of oil in his bike. I don't know. I don't know if there's something else. I haven't experienced that issue. Like I said, that's not something that I've ran into, but there has been a few other Facebook members mention this, and they take it to the dealership. They mention it to Harley-Davidson, and they just say, you know what, it's fine. And then I think some of them mentioned that it's okay if it runs a little bit lower, but you just stick to your routine maintenance, and by your 5,000 mile interval you should be fine. But I'm guessing that's why a few of you guys have mentioned in my oil change video, you know, just put a little bit more just in case. But I believe as long as you keep an eye on it, kind of like what I just did right there, it doesn't take you more than a minute. So you don't have to pop the hood, you don't have to, you know, do all this other stuff. You just put it on the kickstand, ride it for 30 minutes, check it out, and based off of what you see, you just keep an eye on it.
Damn, these things are fast.
So you know what, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of touch upon that subject a little bit, since the comments and everything. You know what, I really enjoy you guys' feedback, and that just kind of gives me ideas, and it just reminds me of videos that I had in mind. A lot of the times I'll come up with great video ideas, great stuff, but if I don't write it down, I will forget, and my memory is just it's just bad, it's just horrendous.
True international under pressure.
It's absolute garbage. So yes, the comments, the feedback, it just gives me, you know, it just reminds me, hey, you got to do this video. And since this was something that I saw last year, forgot about it, and I've been making all different types of videos. So you know what, I'm just rambling. You guys just stay out there, stay safe, don't believe everything you read, life's a risk. Get out there and ride later.